Hello and welcome back to the Home Stretch. I'm Nina Soden, your North Alabama real estate agent with the Soden team of Legend Realty.
And I'm Kat Frisby, mortgage loan officer with Victorian Finance.
Okay, Kat, today we are going to talk about the biggest mistakes sellers are making right now in today's market. And the market has changed.
Yes. Yeah.
And yet, we are still seeing a lot of sellers that have expectations from 2021, 2022, and prices were skyrocketing.
Yeah, and there were bidding wars.
Yes, buyers were falling out of trees.
Right, people were paying cash over appraised value.
Yes, way over.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a great market.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was exciting. It was fast-paced. Sellers were doing amazing things. It wasn't so great for the buyers.
Right.
But sellers
But it was
think
a unicorn market.
It was. It's
for sure.
Definitely not that way right now.
Mm-mm.
And then we still have sellers saying, well, my neighbor sold it in 2022 for XYZ.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got to, while I understand, that they have
The desire.
We have to have realistic expectations.
Absolutely.
And I think as, professionals, that's where our job comes in. Your job, especially, as a realtor, to come in and educate them,
For sure.
on that. So, yeah, buyers right now, seeing on the lending side, they're definitely more payment conscious than ever before.
Oh, yeah.
Again, a lot has changed. The market has changed. The economy has changed. So, they are very, very driven to buy a home that they are comfortable paying that monthly payment.
And they're willing to wait longer until they find it.
Until they find the right house.
They are not jumping in and putting in offers.
Right. Yeah, they're not just going to settle.
No.
Right. They are waiting for that right one that fits, their budget, that fits their, their family's needs.
It's a very smart buyer pool.
Yes.
I mean, they really are thinking about how is this going to affect my lifestyle, which I think is phenomenal.
Yes, it is. It really is.
Yeah.
But makes it a little bit more difficult for the sellers, right?
It does.
So, homes, with all that said, homes, of course, are still selling, right?
They always will.
But they have to be priced right, marketed right,
100%.
and presented to the buyers correctly.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about pricing.
Yes, yeah.
Because the number one mistake sellers are making are overpricing their homes. I mean,
yes, I see that.
Buyers have access to all of the same homes that you have access to when you're pricing it. They know what it's worth. I mean, at least what the market is saying it's worth.
Right.
Right. What the comps are saying it's worth. They know if it's overpriced, underpriced, which is, a way to get more buyers in, or if it's priced at market. And if it's overpriced, they're sitting. They just sit longer. Buyers don't want to come.
And then, when the buyers see that they've been sitting, then what's the number one they think?
What's wrong with it?
What's wrong with the house?
Same with price reductions.
Yes.
So you can price it high and say, oh, well, I just want to give myself room to go down. But even a price reduction is making a buyer go, well,
there must be something wrong.
Yeah, why did it sit so long? Why is it being reduced in price? Did something happen? What's wrong with it? So you do have to take that into account when you're pricing your home. And first impressions, that first impression a buyer gets, usually online, of a house, lasts.
Right.
It matters. And that is what's going to determine, do they come in the door? Do they even want to see it when they see an astronomical price of what they feel is way above what it should be?
They need to feel that price that they see, talking about
justified.
Is justified. And that's going to make, because they're not even, if they don't think that it is, they're not even going to want to come see it. They're just going to swipe and keep moving on to the next house.
And to that effect, it used to be, I used to see buyers I just want to see it anyway. Maybe they're negotiable. If a house has sat for a really long time and hasn't had a price reduction, the thing that's going through the buyer's mind is, well, maybe they got an offer and they rejected it. Maybe they're determined to get this price, and I don't even want to bother because they're probably not going to drop it for me. So
Yeah, I think sellers need to keep in mind this is like a big psychological type of game too,
It
more
is.
so than just simply selling a home.
Right.
You know,
There's a lot to it.
there's a lot that goes through the buyer's mind,
Yeah.
and you have to be very strategic on how you present it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so, again, like I said, buyers are more payment conscious, so they're going to shop, maybe not necessarily on the home price, but actually
Monthly.
shop around based on the monthly, payment.
Yeah.
So where price can be important, that monthly payment is even more so important to them. And so an overpriced home might push them outside of that monthly budget, and then they're just going to completely just kind of cross that one off the list.
But there are things the seller can do.
Yes,
to help with that.
sometimes there's different strategies where we can help lower
Interest rates.
that monthly payment. So we've talked about that in a previous episode where seller concessions, a seller instead of maybe reducing the price of the home can offer, instead of reducing it $10,000, offer the buyer a $10,000 seller credit
Towards the interest rate buy down.
towards an interest rate buy down, which then brings their monthly payment into their budget, and now
they can afford it.
And they're comfortable with it.
But keep in mind, if you're going to do that, say you have a home that is priced and buyers are thinking it's overpriced, and then you do an interest rate buy down in lieu of actually reducing the purchase price, that home still has to appraise for the purchase price.
Yes.
So if you've now offered $10,000 to buy down that interest rate and it doesn't appraise, that opens up negotiations again. And be prepared. They're still going to want that $10,000 to buy down their interest rate.
Right.
So you do have to be priced realistically. You can't be astronomically overpriced and expect those things to work well together.
Right, because then
Doesn't help.
we don't, if we can't get it appraised right, then, like
doesn't matter what you negotiate.
You're kind of starting
Yeah.
all over again. Yes.
All right.
So what's the next mistake?
Ignoring repairs, right? I mean, small maintenance items, they add up, and buyers notice them. And they assume that if there's a small maintenance issue, then there's probably a bigger one hiding. And what didn't they do with this house? How was the upkeep really if I'm noticing these little things? So the house doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody's house is perfect. A lived-in house is not perfect. It doesn't have to be. Heck, even a model home
construction
isn't perfect.
Isn't
it's
perfect.
not perfect, right? But it should show well. And in doing that, you as the seller have to show pride in your home ownership. You have to show that you maintain the home, right? A well-maintained home sells much better than a home that has been neglected.
Right. Yeah. I mean, a buyer is, already having to come up with so much money. I mean, they have so many upfront expenses to buy your home, right? They're paying appraisal fees, inspection fees. They're paying, home and they're paying, all of the utility setup, moving expenses,
closing costs,
down
payment,
all of these. And so the last thing they want to do when moving into a home is then now having to pay for repairs. I mean, they're already like being, sucked dry of all of their money. The last thing they want to do is have to come in and do something, that's minor, but still it all adds up.
And that doesn't necessarily mean you, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. And a buyer's agent should be explaining to the buyers that, you're not going to be able to ask for cosmetic things. You can't expect them to paint the interior of the home. If it's multicolored, that's automatically going to be an expense, right? That the buyers are probably going to have to take on. You could take it off of their plate and paint it before you list it, and I'm sure your realtor is probably suggesting that, but
you mean no one wants to buy a neon rainbow house?
No, not always.
No, okay.
But the things that I'm really talking about here when it comes to these small little repairs are the drip under the bathroom sink, or the weird ticking noise that the HVAC keeps making. You know, the things that could be indicative of a larger issue and that they're going to notice. That stain on the ceiling might be repaired and done, and the roof was done, you just didn't paint it. But in the eyes of a buyer, that stain might be an active leak. Right. So you have to kind of look at that house as a buyer and say, what would I notice if I was coming in here and it wasn't my house?
Like put yourself in the buyer's shoes and kind of look
We
through.
become blind to it, right? As a homeowner, we
Just
become
get used to
blind
it.
to the things that we
Exactly.
need to do. We put it on hold. We say we'll do it next summer, or we'll do it next week, or we become nose blind to smells. I mean, all of that stuff. So you kind of have to take yourself out of it. Ask a friend to come over and say, hey, walk through my house.
That's
What
a
do you
great idea.
notice? Ask your realtor to do that.
Or your nosy neighbors.
Or your nosy neighbors. Yes. Hey, what do you notice about my
Yeah,
house?
exactly.
As you prepare to list it, not after you've listed it.
Exactly.
Right? Because once you've listed it, pictures are online and people have seen it.
They've already seen it.
They've got
It's
their
too
first
late.
impression, and that matters.
So the third mistake, I think, kind of ties really into number one, which is overpricing the home and pricing, because I think it kind of goes hand in hand, you know, strategically pricing the home, but then also offering your buyers incentives. So, you know, we just kind of went through an entire list of expenses that the buyer has to come up with to buy your home, right? And so if you can strategically price your home and offer incentives like seller paid closing costs, rate buy downs, again, to bring that monthly payment down into their budget, then your home is going to be a lot more appealing to them now. Even offering home warranties, flexibility with closing dates. You know, I know we're all kind of on timelines, and maybe we're all on different timelines, and so sometimes, you know, your buyer may be trying to get out of the lease and they may just need a little bit more time, and that could save them thousands of dollars, you know. So just being flexible with closing dates, all of those things can kind of make it or break it, and help your home stand out, you know, as a listing.
Yeah, for sure. And the mistake isn't offering the incentives. The mistake is not offering the incentives, right? I mean, I know usually it's the buyer that goes to the lender, but I'm going to say a lender should be part of your team as a seller. So whenever I get a listing, I consult Kat and say, hey, what does this look like? Can you show me what the monthly payment would look like? Is there something you would recommend to get that down? Because if you have a lender partner and that buyer goes to your lender partner, there may be incentives that she can help with to get that buyer into your home.
Right.
So work with a lender partner just to find out what your options are. Because if you offer a rate buy down, the lender is the one that's going to be able to tell you how much that's going to cost.
Yes.
And it could be different from lender to lender, those different incentives that they can offer. So make sure you're talking to her, right?
Yeah.
Some lenders are not going to be open and communicate with you and give you those options. I know Kat will.
Yeah.
She's great.
Yeah. So
All
just offering anything.
Yes.
I mean, will be better than nothing at all.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Mistake number 4, and this is a big one, not preparing your home, right? Just saying, I'm ready to sell. Put the pictures on the NMLS. You've all seen them. Homes where clothing is just piled up in the laundry room floor, or dirty dishes are filling the sink, or
Their creepy doll collection.
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, you've all seen them, and you've looked at those photos and gone, why did they put that online? Because they didn't prepare.
Right.
So important things to remember when you are preparing for your listing is decluttering.
Right.
Put the creepy doll collection in a box in storage.
Yeah.
It's okay. Deep clean.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to walk into your house and see a thick coat of dust on your blinds
Or your
on your fans or your baseboards. And they don't want to smell your dogs. I know I have dogs. I have cats.
Yep.
I know my house probably has that pet smell. If I were to list my house, that's gone.
Yeah.
You got to get rid of it.
Yep.
Professional photos. This should not be the photo that your agent takes. If they pull their cell phone out and say, I'm going to take the photos here.
Yeah.
Professional photos, please.
Because that's the first thing people look at.
Yeah, online. That's your first opinion.
Photos. And so if they're not well done photos that really capture your home,
it matters.
Then again, they're just going to move on and look at the next house.
And you're not going to have great looking photos if you don't declutter and if you don't clean. And the other one is the curb appeal.
Oh yeah. The
first photo typically is the front of the house. If the front of the house has weeds and overgrown trees and dirty windows and gutters that are hanging off.
Or just junk.
Yeah. Tires in the yard.
Yeah.
Just stuff.
Yeah.
Think about that. I mean, a fresh coat of paint on your front door, cleaning up the weeds and cutting the bushes, and a fresh coat of paint on your mailbox can make a huge difference. A huge difference. So think about what are those photos going to look like, and how do I make the photos the best photos they can be? Curb appeal, decluttering, and cleaning.
And so, we've talked about a whole lot that you're thinking probably, oh my gosh, this is going to cost me a fortune to do, all of this, right? But remember, everything that you put into the house to prepare it, those minor maintenance things, the fresh paint, offering, the incentives, while, yes, that all may add up, just remember you're going to, hopefully get that back. Yeah. It's a good investment to make, because, if you're able to get your home ready to sell and you can sell it for what you need and want it for, then everything that you've done to get it ready to sell is totally worth it, because now you've just sold a home, you've got what you wanted for it, and you didn't have to have it sit on the market for months and months and months, and you kept having to lower the price and lower the price, right? So
I'm going to add another mistake number 5. Over preparing your house.
Oh.
Okay. We need to prepare, but there is a level of over preparation, which is, I've got to tear out all my kitchen cabinets. I've got to replace all of my flooring. I've got to do all of this. Some of those things, absolutely yes. And you may have a home that needs more extensive preparation and maybe renovation before listing.
Yeah.
But talk to your realtor, because they can tell you which of those items are going to have a good return and which ones aren't necessary.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
not
sure you'll
necessary.
Kind of go over like priority.
Yes, for sure.
What would be, a good
idea.
Good idea, and then maybe not
don't
so
put
much.
the money into
right,
it.
Exactly.
We don't want you to spend an exorbitant amount of money just to sell your house if it's not going to come back to you. The idea is what you put into it, like Kat says, is a return that you get back once you sell that house.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So the takeaways for, sellers today, price strategically.
For sure.
That's number one.
And your realtor can help you with that with comps, right?
Exactly.
Look at what's out there, yeah.
Exactly. Then, prepare your home.
Mm-hmm.
Think, like we said, think like today's buyer. Put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah.
And work with professionals before listing. So a lot of sellers don't think about coming to a lender, like you were saying earlier.
They should.
And you totally should. We could talk strategy, and we can talk, the numbers and what does this payment look like for my potential buyer, right? So all of those things are very important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if this has helped you or you think it'll help somebody you know, please share it with a buyer you might know. Like this video and subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Thank you so much. I'm Kat Frisby with Victorian Finance.
I'm Nina Soden with the Soden team of Legend Realty.
And we'll see you next time on the home stretch.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.